What's up, Met fans? Welcome back to Talking Mets and Rob. How is everybody doing? Before I get started talking about the continued saga with Carlos Correa and the Mets, don't forget, guys, to smash on that like button. And if you want to enjoy this video and enjoy many videos and live streams to come, hit on that subscribe button, everybody. And if you want to become a member of Talking Mets and Rob, it is in the description. Just click on the link and pick the membership that you would like to become a member of this channel for all the perks that you get as a member of this channel. All right, guys. So here we go again. Today is the official 3-week mark from when Carlos Correa and the New York Mets agreed to a 12-year, $315 million deal on December 21st in the middle of the night at 2:30 in the morning. A tweet from John Heyman came out about the terms and the agreement between both parties, and now we are 21 days into the saga of the Carlos Correa fiasco. And that's what it's become now. It's become a game now. It's become the lack of leaks, the lack of reporting, and the lack of clarity with everything that has been involved with the Mets, Correa, and everything else in between revolving around Correa, because this has prevented the Mets from doing anything else they need to do. Bullpen, fourth outfield, bench. That's what they have not done ever since the Correa news has came about on December 21st at 2:30 in the morning. Why is everything taking so long? If Carlos Correa really wants to be a Met, he will have no time to talk to other teams and focus on the Mets. And remember, guys, the agent works for the player. The player does not work for the agent. I don't care if it's Scott Boras or not. If Carlos Correa really wants to be a Met, he will tell Boras, don't get no other team involved. Figure this out with the New York Mets. Now, we don't know who's at fault here because we are not in the negotiations. We're not in the offices. We're not hearing everything. But you know who has the biggest reprimand when it comes to reporters? These reporters, these baseball reporters that always have all the eyes watching them. The Rosendals, the Morosis, the Passons, the Shermans, the Heymans. And recently, especially this offseason, Carlos Baerga. Why is it that these reporters that get all the accolades for breaking these stories, yet they have been wrong every step of the way when it comes from this Correa Mets saga? If you're a reporter, you're also an investigator. I don't care what sources you have. I don't care how in the know you might think you are. We end up in the same place we were 2 weeks ago. Even last week, everybody went crazy about the Heyman tweet last week and his article. Today, I'm going to show you 3 different posts. 1 Instagram, 2 Twitter, from Rosendahl, from Heyman, from John McCone, and also Carlos Baerga on Instagram. You will see this is within 1 hour of each other that contradicts each other, and basically one reporter taking the other words of another reporter and just changing the words around to make their own article. And one of them you have to pay for. What is going on? You know what's going on? Nobody knows except for Correa, Boras, Steve Cohen, Billy Epler, and a couple of lawyers. Because if these reporters were definitely in the know, I don't care what source they have, whichever source they want to believe or whatever reporter me, you, and the other person wants to believe, somebody's wrong and somebody's right. And you know what? They all could be wrong, and it might not even be the Mets and the Twins. It could be some team that nobody's talking about. But yet, it continues to be the same thing. Their reporting has been absolutely brutal with this Correa Mets / Twins saga. It seems like today is going to be the day that it comes to a close, no matter if it's with the Mets, the Twins, or some mystery team that pops out of nowhere. Remember, guys, don't fall for every article, every tweet, every post you see. I fell for it. You fell for it. Everybody has fell for it. As soon as there's a new article about this, everybody runs to it. No matter if it's a fake account, a non-verified account, or a verified account, nobody actually knows. These reporters have been throwing things at the wall to see what sticks. That's what they've been doing for the last 3 weeks. They've all been wrong. They've been right a little bit. They've been wrong a little bit. And this is where I'm going to start right now with within an hour of each other last night, from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, these three posts popped up in within an hour of each other, and they contradict each other. Here we go, guys. Number one, Carlos Correa to the Mets. The Mets and Carlos Correa. This is from Carlos Baerga Instagram account. Agreed to terms and are waiting MLB approval. That was in the post along with this graphic right here with the Mets and Steve Cohen and the logo with the Mets. So this is Carlos Baerga, who's been pretty much right almost all offseason. Yes, he's been wrong, but every other reporter has been wrong as well. But I want to show you the difference of different type of tweets and posts over the last hour of each other last night. Carlos Baerga has Carlos Correa going to the Mets. They're in agreement, waiting for MLB PA approval. Then we get John Mincone, actual source. Carlos Correa and the Mets agree to terms. Contract revisions awaiting MLB approval. Very similar what Carlos Baerga said. He actually gave credit to John Mincone, Carlos Baerga, but also puts his 2 cents into that as well, which I'm talking about Carlos Baerga. Unsure of new terms. I wouldn't expect official word until sometime tomorrow afternoon, but Mets fans can start to breathe again. And then, not even 40 minutes later, we get Carlos Correa. Twins accelerate talks as deal with Mets remain in limbo with Dan Hayes of MLB. So what the hell is it? Is it he agreed to terms with the Mets? Did he say the hell with you, Mets, and go to the Twins? Or guess what? We're back into the same boat. Nobody freaking knows. Somebody wants to get a head start on their post, their tweet, their clicks, whatever they want to get, retweets, likes, whatever you want to do. That's what they have been doing. And it's become the same issue again. I'm coming to a conclusion that nobody has any idea, including myself. I read the reports just like you guys. But we have to stop going crazy over each and every post. Within 1 hour, 2 people said it's the Mets agreeing with MLBPA. And then you have Ken Rosendahl, who's been under a rock this whole time in regards with Correa and the Mets. He has not tweeted almost anything about the Mets and Correa. It's all been about Morosi, Steve Phillips on MLB Network, and John Heyman mostly tweeting about the Twins, the Mets, the Twins, the Mets. Even he can't get it right. And he's Scott Boris's mouthpiece. So what is it? Nobody knows. It's probably going to come to a head today, guys. We're going to know where Correa signs today. It seems everybody who contradicts one another believes that it's going to happen today. So I'm going to go with wait and see. Let's see what happens. But here's the truth, guys. No matter what, the New York Mets need to give a deadline. If this doesn't happen today, Cohen either needs to walk away or give him a deadline and says, this day at this time, if you don't agree to these terms, we are walking away. At the end of the day, Correa is not going to find a bigger deal than what he was currently agreed upon with the Mets, a 12-year, $315. And even if it's a lesser of a deal, it's probably less from another team. If it is the Twins, it's probably less because they were out a while ago because the last team that was supposedly involved before he agreed with the Giants was the New York Mets at 10 years, $300 million. Before he's agreed with the Giants. So the Twins were out way before the Mets and the Giants were the last 2 teams left. So clearly this deal has come down enough where the Twins got back into it. The Mets need to make a deadline and move on. You know what? At the end of the day, this team won 101 games last year. Granted, it's a different team, absolutely. But you know what? Correa can be crucial to this team, but you know what? This team is still going to be good. But Correa, I think, can make it even better, but it still doesn't matter. The Mets can't be handcuffed by Boris and Correa. The Mets need to move on. Boris needs Steve Cohen more than Steve Cohen needs Boris. Remember that, guys. Boris has been going back to Steve Cohen on a lot of his free agents, especially this offseason. He does not want to piss off Steve Cohen to the point where Boris has no communication with Steve Cohen. That's where Boris could mess up here. And again, if he's a Met or if he's a Twin or some other team, the Mets need to set a deadline. Stop playing games. Offer is what the offer is. The language is what the language is. Move on. There's fourth outfield, there's bench, there's bullpen that still needs to be figured out with this team. And once again, we'll look at the tweets and the post one more time. Carlos Correa, Mets agree to terms with Correa, waiting MLB approval. Very similar with John McCone said, actual source. Same thing, waiting for MLB approval. And then Ken Rosenthal, 40 minutes later, stating that the Twins are accelerating talks with Correa. Mets remain in limbo. What does that mean? Who knows? Once again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button. If you enjoy my content, want to see more, want to get notified when I post my videos and when I go live, you guys know what to do. Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. Let me know in the comments, guys. I know you guys are sick of it. That's just pure common sense. We are all sick of it. Met fan or not, everybody needs to move on. Reporters need to move on. Fans. This needs to get done today because it's absolutely annoying at this point. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think of those 3 posts within an hour of each other. The emotions from top to bottom. Happy, pissed off, happy again, pissed off. Let me know in the comments, guys, how are you feeling at this point? Once again, guys, thank you for watching. And as always, Met fans, let's go Mets.